All right, welcome back. Now, time for us to talk about something where they're very, very serious and where we need to discuss for Inside Wazobia, Nigeria, talking about our educational system and the challenges where we they face as regards to education in Nigeria. And we get a Kaja's person in the house. We go follow us talk more concerning this. Now, she's a project manager with over 8 years cross-functional work experience in project planning and management of social projects, as well as human capital development. She's a person who don't actually go through the four walls of our educational sector and don't realize, say, these challenges are real and they actually exist. Apart from that, she don't do plenty of other things, which she could let us know. Join us, welcome, Olatunde Ajoke. Omowari. I know I did not pronounce it well.
Omowari.
Adeola. Yeah. I pronounced it like a Benin girl.
Don't worry, I've been through that baptism of fire already.
But good to have you, Olatunde Ajoke.
Thank you very much.
Adeola.
We can just stick to Ajoke.
Yes, thank you very much. Let's stick to Ajoke. All right, first of all, looking at your profile, I see, say, you specifically state for years, say, you don't go through the four walls of our educational system, institution, and you don't realize that there are various challenges from the poor teacher development to the outdated curriculum, limited access for people to access education for Inside Wazobia, Nigeria. Tell us more and how you feel, say, if you actually combat all those challenges.
Okay, I will try to mix pidgin and English.
I know.
So going back to when I left the higher institution in 2007, and the first job where I get now for like social enterprise, after school graduate development center, when they work with graduates, I can't begin find out. I mean, the basic problem, graduates don't feel write CV. They do one scholarship event like that. We go meet people and they university. I can't begin to ask myself, so what's the problems where we get? I mean, I attended primary school, secondary school institution in Lagos, Nigeria. I realized, say, most of the challenges where we get now, the poor quality of education, we never stop. Poor funding in education, we're still there. I mean, even our teachers, there's a lot of advocacy that we should do teacher training. Good enough in a state like Lagos, a lot of programs are ongoing to improve education. But we never still get a lot of programs where they improve the quality of learning for even the teachers. Now, the teachers go pass across knowledge. What we get today, be say, even the students with their class, then sabi pass some of the teachers where they teach them, especially in our public schools. So those are the kind of things that spurred me into going into education space. Like, look, no matter what, no matter how developed the country is, if we do not develop our human capital through education, then we don't have anywhere to go. I mean, there's this catchphrase that people use across the world, knowledge economy, knowledge economy. I won't believe, say, Nigeria itself in a knowledge economy. But if we don't concentrate on the children where we get to improve the kind of academics where then they receive, the kind of learning where then they get from the grassroots, then we're not going to be very positioned in the future to compete with countries like America and China and the likes of them. And that's, like you mentioned in my profile, they work on education projects where we develop children where especially they live for underserved communities. Underserved communities include rural areas, and those communities, we get plenty. All this inside the Korodu, inside Songo, where the children, not be say they know Sabi book, but they don't have that kind of access exactly that children that live in other more developed communities have. So what I do is, what my organization does, Real Foundation, is we set up learning centers in these underserved communities so that children can have access to tablets, they have access to reading resources and board games. It will be interesting to know that most of these children, prior to visiting the learning center, they never see chess before, they never see Scrabble before.
How do you get your teachers? Because more than having access to this, how do you get the teachers to teach them how to use it?
That's the thing. There are so many people. I mean, I think one of our blessings in Nigeria is our population. There are so many people who actually do. I have some volunteers who teach Scrabble and chess, and they go to schools to teach young kids at primary school level, to teach young kids how to play chess and Scrabble. So they volunteer their time. I have core members who also come in once in a while. What I try to do is ongoing recruitment. We know if we pay them because we be NGO. So that volunteer work, anybody who fit teach Scrabble, who fit teach chess, make you come teach them. And what's the goal for teaching this thing is to help them improve their literacy skills. As we know, chess also helps with intellectual reasoning. Now, waiting with the try they do be that.
All right, we'll come back with more questions concerning Real Foundation and the goodness where they do. But we'll need to take this small break. And when we come back from the break, our second guest will also join us in the house. They say 2 good heads are better than 1. So
Yes,
we go bring in the second good head. We will come further explain all this matter concerning education. Will they talk? Will they come back?
Welcome back. We still talk about our educational system for inside Obodo, Nigeria, and the challenges where they actually face. We will talk about with Olatunde Ajoke. Now we get to Kaja's guest. We don't join us inside the house. Imna Ayodele Adigbola. Now, with over 12 years experience we don't get in public sector education and youth development as an educator, Ido actually developed strong passion for technology and international development in education. Good to have you in the house.
Good morning. I'm delighted to be here.
Yes, Ayodele, you know, say that. Can I call you Ayodele, by the way?
Yes, you can.
Now you know,
point
say
of
that,
correction
yes.
is Odiobola.
Odiobola.
Oh, okay. So it's Ode, not Ade.
Not Ade.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
I get one funny question where I would like to ask you first.
You're free to go.
What's the highest number of strokes of cane you don't flog picking?
As an educator.
As a teacher.
Yes. You've come to realize that, going by the cultural tendencies that we are engrossed with, you need to flog these kids at some point, because even the scripture says it all. So you need to abide by it, but at the same time, you need to consider the rationale for beating, for flogging. So those are the kind of issues that we need to discuss when it comes to discipline in school system.
All
So
right.
don't worry, let us just...
Yeah, we'll give that, we'll keep that under the rug and we'll discuss this another time.
Okay.
All right. Now, coming back to education, when we've been done the talk with Ajoke earlier, and we'll talk about education and the kind of decadence we're in the education system and how different institutions, different NGOs, they come up to try to build and improve education within the country. What do you feel, say, be one of the basic problems? Now, we're narrowing it down to secondary education.
Yes.
What do you feel to be one of the basic problems where we get for secondary education in Nigeria?
Yeah, because I'm a product of public secondary schools. And let us take a look at overpopulation.
Okay.
Because if we don't solve that, it keeps haunting us as a country. Because going to a school like a school where you have about 100 or 120 in a classroom, what do you expect? So I think we need to come down to that level to think of what we could do to stem down the population of our students in our classrooms. Because if we don't do that, we just keep fooling
How can
ourselves.
you reduce the students? As in, they want to learn.
Don't forget,
So how
I'm
do
a
you
public.
reduce it?
Of course, I'm an educator too. Okay. So I'm a public secondary school teacher. So I know what is obtainable in a class of 120, where a teacher will have to hang somewhere for about 40 minutes, and another attempt for you to walk into the student. You get your clothes being torn because of the size of the classroom and the structure of the sitting arrangement. So what do you
So
get
it's
to
more
say?
like the facility rather than the students.
Yes,
That is
I
it,
mean,
that is it,
just
that
to
is it.
answer that question, I was also going to say build more schools,
Exactly.
Build
have
more
more
classrooms.
teachers,
Have more teachers.
Have more
exactly,
teachers.
Trained teachers.
More trained teachers.
exactly,
So-
and maybe just to buttress what he said about the challenges we have in the secondary school system, is that there's this thing now that people are in school. There's this advocacy that we should get more people into school, but then the question about what they are learning in the classroom. We need a challenge to government says, if we can get a standard, what is the minimum standard that a child, when he come out for GSS 3, supposed get? If we have it uniform, whether you attend private school or you attend public school, if we get that kind of uniform standard across the country, then it go help us. But we don't get anything like that. Everybody just they do. We get schools where they do British and Nigerian curriculum. Now, as your money reach, we get this Yoruba we get for Yoruba. But I know as your money reach, now you go
get
better services. Yes. So people who don't get money go the poor schools. The ones who get money, who get connections, go either go the unity schools or go the private schools where you would get better education. Those are the kind of challenges. But if to say we get uniformity across board, it no matter which kind of school where you go, say by the time you come up for GSS 3, by the time you come up for SS 3, this is not the level of attainment you suppose don't reach. Schools go to work towards
let's
that
come
one.
this way. Now, apart from being the forwards of the school institution, now a lot of people come outside talk, say we go to school just to get certificates and not majorly to use certificate to impact the society. Now, I know when I get a particular project, one that they do, it's after school.
Beyond school.
Beyond school.
Yes.
Tell us more about this.
Okay. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, let me lead the discussion. Yes, we have crop of Mandela Washington Fellows who are currently in Nigeria. Of course, This is one of our team members. Yes, I happen to be one of them. We looked inward to see what else can we do to support education system that is building the entrepreneurial skills of our students, because it has always been on academics. Most of our certificates most of our experiences in school system has always been structured on what you can memorize, what you can write down, and good grades that you have qualifies you for a job. But you don't have that in other part of the country or in other parts of the world. So to say United States, because we are a product of United States education system. So we got to discover that there's need for us to develop our kids beyond school. What would they be doing after school? Is it just to sit? For those who will be seeking for admission, what are other things that they could do that will add value to them? So that was what really brought up the issue of Beyond School Community Challenge. And it's not that they will have to wait till after they leave the school system. The time is always now, that as they are learning the academic part of it, they can as well lay their hands on entrepreneurial skills. You know, they have some of these ideas. This present crop of students that we're talking about, they are full of ideas, but they don't have platform to chip this in. So that is where we are coming in. That okay, if we nothing stops us, because one of our vision, well, we have a vision, standing vision, to have most of our schools to become innovation hubs, where ideas will be transformed into the real subsets of our society, where solutions will be, will be generated right from the school system, not when they go out for internship. So that is just the idea of Beyond School Community. I think you have one or two things to say.
Yeah, so to just add to waiting and talk, the beauty of the challenge, we say, these students, when we put out the application, these students then go come up with their own idea by themselves. And they build within their community, look for a challenge where they your area. Come find the kind of idea where we say you go fit take and solve that problem. So it's not just so much, it's not abstract. Challenge day, this is how we intend to solve it. Like the one where we the pilots where we do last year, like 5 of the schools came up with very innovative ideas.
Over 10 of them.
Yes. Waiting they go take solve problems within their schools, within their communities.
Could you give us some examples? What kind of problems? Which kind of problems they try to solve?
Yeah, thank you very much. We have our structure. The problems that they should be solving should be in alliance with sustainably driven goals.
I mean, the
last year, yes, we have there is this what they call biotechnology, the conversion of waste to wealth. Okay. I think that is being run in Baptist Boys High School in Ogun State. So then we have that of Frontiers team, who happen to set up a youth development forum for them to gather some of the skills within the community and bring it to the school system to form a business idea. I think you get the idea. So that is what they came up with. The last one was the issue of converting musical concerts to generate income for the school. So you can see we have varying degrees of ideas lying fallow in the school system that have never been tapped into. So that is one of the basics of the project.
Okay, that's nice for Beyond School. Now, we asked earlier, how do you, I know you said it's a non-government, how do you get funding, first of all, for this project?
Okay, well, the beauty is we are alumni members of Mandela Washington Fellowship. And definitely we are being supported by the U.S. missions. That's one of the largest supporters and funders of this project. And because most of us, I mean, for you to even be a Mandela Washington Fellow, you have to be doing something to be developing. It doesn't have to be NGO. Some people, they do business. Some people, they public sector. For everybody, they do something, we feel improve the economy. So people even bring us, let's say self-funding from within the fellowship itself. And we reach out to organizations, like we get, these students go visit, they go on site visit to organizations. Those organizations serve. Last year we get sponsor, we get support from Nigerian breweries, So Fresh. And, this year we don't get approval from Federal Ministry of Education. Say they go support us. If you don't be money, but that in kind of support. And we hope say we will still get, because our summit they come up in September. Not like the hallmark of the whole event. They hope say we will still get people, we will still sponsor.
I want just quickly for you to tell us more about the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Because I see a lot of Nigerians being beneficiaries of the scheme.
Yes, I mean, it's an amazing fellowship. I'm happy we're talking about it. The umbrella is the YALI, Young African Leaders Initiative. And there are There are three
components.
components of the first component is the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Then there is the one we call RLC, which is the Regional Leadership Centers. And then the third one, which is the Yali Network. And I'm wearing the lapel.
I'm envying you because I try Yali, they look at me.
What about you?
Oh my goodness.
I try just once, and they don't take me. I say I'll move from America.
Plenty for Nigeria.
I think we have over 400 Yali fellows.
Yes.
Over 400
And
Yali
I think
fellows. Mandela
that-
Washington fellows.
And I heard
We
they're
have over
closing it very
2,000.
soon.
Well, it's not official yet,
It's not
so we
official,
can't
it's not
say.
official.
And I think Nigeria we've always had the highest number of applications. I think that's one of our numbers are our strengths and our weaknesses. So you have a lot of Nigerians who are doing great things. The Mandela Washington Fellowship, which we are part of, you have to be doing something, you have to be able to demonstrate that you are doing something that is socially developing Nigeria. Let me use Nigeria as a case study. We pick the leaders are selected across Africa, but I'll use Nigeria as a case study since we're here. And it's in public management, civic leadership,
business
and then business and entrepreneurship.
And even energy.
Yes, under the public, you now have some people who are doing energy.
Okay.
Those people,
Trust me, I wish I could keep you here forever. But just quickly, if people want to actually be at the summit,
Yes.
where they can see the skills that be their
Absolutely,
talent,
yes.
or rather contribute to it they do, how can they reach you?
okay, so our website.
Yes.
Let me reach us on our
We
website.
have our website.
Wait
Of course,
till-
it's on that website that we've received much of applications. So
what
we
is
have
it?
our mwfan.org.ng.
bfaan.com.ng. Yes.
Okay.
All right, very nice one. Thank you so much, and very good one that they do for inside the educational system. Now, you are not just educating the students; you're taking them beyond school for them to develop their entrepreneurship
I hope you'll
ability.
be there at our summit.
I have to be there.
Yeah, so we're
Maybe
officially
on a very-
inviting you.
on a very special capacity. We'll talk about that.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.